Hi guys, I'm your friend Pradeep, and today I'm going to talk about 4 noble truths of Buddhism. Buddha was one of the greatest saints ever walked on earth. He himself experienced suffering. He knew the reason for his suffering, and Gautama Buddha took appropriate steps to overcome his own suffering. So today I'm going to talk about what is said in 4 noble truths and how to overcome suffering and attain peace that is possible. He never told people to worship him. He told people to overcome suffering by right efforts. He advised people not to believe him just because of faith. He told people to learn from their own experience and wisdom. In order to overcome suffering, he told people about the 4 noble truths. The first noble truth is suffering. Like suffering is there. We suffer from the time we are born till the time we die. We suffer in the form of disease, demotivation, loneliness, overthinking, dissatisfaction, and etc. We suffer because we always chase temporary happiness. Sometimes we cling to temporary happiness, but in long run it becomes our reason for pain. For example, craving for drugs, sex, alcohol, never-ending desire for power, money and fame. We as a human being suffer due to repeated misfortune which we experience throughout course of our life. Mental disease is also a cause of suffering. To some extent, every human being suffers from mental disorder. I'm not saying that everyone has a mental disorder. However, we all as a human being, for some time we experience depression, anxiety, and that is suffering. Buddha talked about that if anyone who is born on the planet will experience suffering. But he never said that like we always suffer and we suffer all the time. He did not said that. He said that we are happy, we chase happiness, we chase temporary happiness, and sometimes it becomes reason for our pain. In order to be happy, in order to be peaceful, first of all, we need to know the reason for our suffering or reason for our pain. That is second noble truth. In order to attain eternal happiness, Gautama Buddha said that from our experience, we should understand and we should know the reason for our mental pain. There are some characteristics of human being which create pain like jealousy, hatred, attachment, anger, phobia. We suffer due to these characteristics of human being, and we need to look deep inside our heart and try to find out the reason for our mental pain. We do not need to change the world. We need to change ourselves. We need to find actual cause of our suffering, which is deeply rooted in our chitta or mind. So in order to be peaceful, in order to overcome suffering, first of all, we need to understand what has caused pain. What is causing mental pain? What is causing suffering? Once we are aware about reason for our pain, then we can overcome it. And that is second noble truth. The third noble truth, and that is end of suffering. Lord Buddha said that we do not need to suffer, we need to end the suffering. We suffer due to utter confusion in life. We do many things in life. We set aim which we achieve. Still, we are unhappy due to our never-ending desire and dissatisfaction. Poor suffer because he cannot fulfill his dreams and desire due to lack of resources. Rich suffer due to his never-ending desire and dissatisfaction. Money is not the problem. Money is not the reason for suffering. It's our thought pattern, it's our thinking which creates pain. Gautama Buddha said that we need to self-realize our suffering. The problem is the problem is with our way of thinking. We tend to get confused. As a human being, we are fearful, and greed also creates suffering. The Lord Buddha said we have to and we should end suffering, which can be done, which is possible. In order to end suffering, Buddha talked about eightfold path as well. So according to Lord Buddha, end of suffering is possible. Why he said that? Because he was able to end suffering from his life. He has experienced so many misfortunes in his life. Still, through the right effort, through the right action, and from his own experience, he was able to achieve nirvana. So we have talked about three noble truths. First noble truth was or is suffering. That suffering is there in the world. Every human being suffers. There is reason for our mental suffering. That is second noble truth. And end of suffering is possible. That is third noble truth. The fourth noble truth, path leads to end of suffering. Gautama Buddha said we need to plan our life how to live peacefully and with happiness. Instead of short-term goals, we need to focus on long-term goals. Sometimes due to greed and due to restlessness, we take action that help us or that satisfies us temporarily, but in long term that creates more pain in our life. He said that do not focus on minor things, look at the overall quality of your life. Look at the big picture. What is the big picture? Peace, happiness and harmony. According to him, that's the big picture. Always be aware about the consequences of your action. Be aware about the long-term consequences of your action and thinking. Gautama Buddha was a legend who tried to ease suffering from the life of every human being who came under his contact. So today we have talked about four noble truths, and in future videos I will talk about the eightfold path which he told people to overcome suffering. I hope and I wish that you experience peace, happiness and harmony in your life. I'm your friend Pradeep. Thank you and take care of yourself.